games coming up. We're going to be at casters. My name's Nomad. Joining me is TeaGuvnor. We apologise for the late start, but we are into this draft, and we've got some heroes being picked up. T, why don't you take us through them?
Alright, so aggressive mode, having second pick, responding to a first pick Timbersaw with AA and Earthshaker. I rate the first phase Timbersaw, of course. It's a very classic meta pick. Timbersaw, you don't really care about what heroes you're playing it into anymore, other than maybe some of the harder counters, be it like a Ursa in laning phase, maybe an AA throughout the game. But overall, it's more of a space creating hero. So yeah, first pick is fine. But then again, like I already said, AA then deals the Timbersaw with that Ice Blast. You're not so tanky, but overall in the entire game, you're still doing your kind of primary job, which is creating that space. Then pairing that with a Shaman, that's also pretty good, actually. I think one of the main issues with Timbersaw is the fact that you don't have push potential, and it's really hard to convert the space you're making into any aggression, especially when most supports nowadays are quite brawly, run around the map, kill heroes. When you have these heroes, it really gets quite difficult when you get to that high ground area. So Shaman, you can also rotate, you can take these quick small fights, but also when you get to buildings and high ground, you have the Serpent Ward. So overall pretty good. Rounding out the draft so far, it's aggressive mode. They're going for so much team fight, so much kind of brutish lineup compared to HellRaisers, where they got a little bit more finesse to them.
Yeah, it does feel that way. But that's kind of what we expect from this team by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Aggressive mode, they really like to leave laning phase and just go. But I guess an important thing to note is the first pick Timbersaw is actually playing into two strength heroes, one of which will be a core, and obviously the Earthshaker will then be the support position 4. So it's not like it's a Timbersaw game where there are no strength heroes to play against. He actually has a core to target in these fights, and I think Mars especially, if the Timbersaw can locate him in the fight and sit on him, it will be difficult for this Mars to fall as confident as usual.
And now, TA is going to come out from HellRaisers, and it's a classic matchup. Shadow Fiend versus Templar Assassin. Slight advantage for the TA, but not really anything notable, and they're both just going to go jungle, so we won't really pay much attention to the middle lane in this game. I mean, there's kill potential as well, but other than that, yeah. Not that important, but always nice to play the TA. I mean, I don't know, I do feel like AA can give TA a little bit of trouble sometimes. You know, she doesn't really like playing into the Frostbite too much, because it's, you know, going to help melt through those refraction charges and stop her getting a blink off and all this stuff, so it can be very annoying, but you know, it's still a mighty fine TA game.
That's such like a minuscule situation where, like, I feel if you're using the AA Blast on the TA, then you're already committing to her hard enough that she's going to care no matter what, right? Because she's going to probably be getting slammed or requiemed or something. So I think the main concept I think here is you got to think about that rotational potential between Earthshaker AA coming into mid. If they're able to leave Mars alone, because Mars is a hero that at a certain point in the lane, he can just be left independent. He uses that spear to disconnect, can exist within the lane. So if Earthshaker comes mid, really strong rotating hero, you get that fissure block on mid lane. TA then can't run up back her ramp, she has to run down the river, and then pair that with maybe an AA coming in as well. The cold feet, that ticks, of course, and then if you have the additional damage from the cold feet tick, onto the refraction, you eat through that super quick, and then boom, 3 raises later, TA's dead. So there is a really clean way for aggressive mode to actually move from the side lanes into a very clear kill mid. But I guess the main issue is the Shadow Fiend TA matchup. It's very much once you get to level 4, level 5, both heroes just want to spam out their waves. TA with side blades, Shadow Fiend with raises, and then they both resort to the jungle. And then as soon as you're in the jungle, AA and Earthshaker, they cannot kill the TA at all. It's super hard, super clunky. So yeah, it's all about timings in this game. I think the first nighttime, that 5-minute rotation, that'll be probably one of the best moves that aggressive mode can make onto TA if they want to shut down this hero. But HellRaisers, they have another pick. There might be another hero that is actually a better win condition than this Blink Deso TA that we're kind of so used to seeing as like the big hero in a draft.
Yeah, something needs to come out from aggressive mode to kind of get above this. And now we go hunting for options. Obviously, we're going to look to our checklist. You know, Tinker, is it a good Tinker game? Well, no, because you've already got the Shadow Fiend at mid, so we'll look towards carry cheeses. Huskar, it seems like a pretty weak Huskar pick. Possibly Meepo, but Meepo in the safe lane, not really that. I think they're pretty covered. This Pangolier is going to cover them from a lot of those options as well, especially the Meepo.
And this means it's going to be a Timbersaw carry, most likely, with the offlane Pangolier. Or even they could much put just the Pangolier in the carry role, having the Timbersaw in offlane, and then just have like a super temper. Like, I honestly don't mind that.
Not
I
with
feel like
TA,
one of the
no.
most one of the most underrated things about Pangolier is once you get to like Diffusal, Basher, Ags, like this type of territory where you're running throughout the fight, always draining mana, always doing like being super high damage, playing off a swashbuckle. Your rolling thunder, of course, is naturally always really strong. So yeah, I think that could also work. Just depending on this pick, though. Yeah, Troll. Yeah, so I feel like Troll's such a strong laner, especially paired with the AA. AA playing off a chilling touch, playing off of the cold feet. I understand that Funnick is obviously the offlane player, but I think it would be good to see maybe this Pangolier put in the bot lane, put the Timbersaw top.
Yeah.
I guess that so there's two options really. So one is to put the Timbersaw against the Mars, i.e. Timbersaw safe lane, and then play into Mars off lane, just to get that kind of Timbersaw v strength matchup and to shut him down. Because normally the Mars likes to exist within a lane, can't really do it with Timbersaw. Or the second option is you just put the Pangolier there, but then obviously the Mars then free farms and the Troll probably free farms as well.
Yeah.
I think one of the best things that you could do actually is Timbersaw goes bottom against the Mars for a couple levels. You shut down the Mars, make sure that Pangolier might get level advantage on the two heroes, and then you could potentially do a lane swap where Pangolier is already level 4, Mars is maybe, let's say, level 2, barely level 3, and then Pangolier can survive in this lane. But again, we'll see. What do they do?
Options definitely very open. I mean, this is such a liquid draft for HellRaisers. Meanwhile, aggressive mode, they're a bit more set in their ways. You know, we know where they're going to go. Most likely, they might try and switch some things up, try and pull a switcheroo here and there. But I imagine it's probably just going to be Ancient Apparition and Troll Warlord hanging out in that safe lane, and Earthshaker and Mars in the other lane. Although that does sound like a Timbersaw's dream. The Earthshaker and Mars, 2 strength heroes in one. Oh, delicious. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking towards these mid lanes here. And you've got the Earthshaker to rotate in for the Shadow Fiend, but I don't really see who's going to be rotating in for the TA. I mean, Disruptor and Shaman certainly can. I think Shaman's okay at it, I guess, but they definitely don't have the same kind of range which the with the Earthshaker has. So an Earthshaker with SF always feels really good because you could set up for the Razors really easily.
Of course, yeah. It's I think for HellRaisers, Shaman's a classic hero that wants to sometimes move around the map. And if TA gets the early 6, for example, or even has played aggressive on the Shadow Fiend, get a couple side blades, Shadow Fiend maybe plays on half HP, wants to go off the raise for a creep wave, and then suddenly you got a smoked Shaman coming in. I think the key difference here is HellRaisers are reliant on using their smokes in the early game to potentially convert into mid kills and pressure. Whilst aggressive mode, they don't really have to do anything special. They don't have to make any smoke moves. All they need to do is just freely move between the side lanes and mid. And because of that range that we already mentioned, that can allow them that mid kill potential.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to start things off with a pause, and now a quick unpause as well as we have the reconnection, as it looks like we are all set and ready to go in this first game of aggressive mode versus HellRaisers here in the Parimatch League. Now, what does this game mean? Well, I'm going to go and have a quick look. Remembering from yesterday, right? Like,
okay, I think the brief breakdown is simply HellRaisers want to convert a point just to secure. They're already qualified for LAN because they are 3 points ahead of any other team. Therefore, they cannot be overtaken. This game is primarily for aggressive mode they have to win to continue their way to get into the top 4. They currently played 4 games out of 7, and they're sitting on 6 points. They need at least, I'd say, probably around about 11 points to 12 points to qualify. So, of course, a win gives them, I believe, 2 points. So they need to win their remaining series. Okay, winning 2-0 gives them 3 points, sorry.
30 seconds
So yeah, ideally what aggressive mode want to do right now is just secure the couple 2-0 wins and then they can qualify.
Yep. So winning 2-0 gives you more points than winning 2-1. Yeah.
Okay, so let me rephrase this. So HellRaisers, this is their last series for HellRaisers. If they can secure 1 game win out of 3 games, they don't have to win 2-1. They don't have to win. Sorry, they just need to win 1 game in the series. then they qualify.
Yeah.
Right now, they haven't qualified because there is the potential that fours might 2-0, therefore going even on 12, and then head-to-head, I believe HellRaisers won as well. Yeah, either way. HellRaisers just need to win one game, I believe, to secure.
How many games do fours have left? Fours have
Just one game.
one
Just
game
one
left.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aggressive mode have 2 games, so they could definitely come and get 6 points.
That's where it becomes
points and
tiebreakers,
beat the
right? And I don't know how the
head-to-head,
tiebreakers are working in this situation. So it's like,
No,
yeah,
no
there's a
information
lot of
about that.
potential for teams to kind of jump back up to the same points as HellRaisers, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I think 2 teams can, but if it's head-to-head or new startle or whatever, head-to-head or whatever.
Yeah, there could be like
tiebreaker
a
bracket they use.
four-way tie for the top 3 the
Yeah.
3 places between aggressive mode, fours, Windstrike, and HellRaisers. So we'll see how this one goes. Anyway,
Poshka top though. Oh, this is a really
still
strong
taking
tri-lane.
damage. Yeah, the tri-lane, it's getting
Yeah.
in, it's doing the damage, and they're gonna get first blood. HellRaisers will be able to lose Maposhka and give away first blood. Oh, recovered it there. Recovered it there. No one noticed.
Okay, yeah. So actually, they decided to put the Mars into the safe lane, playing against the Pangolier because, of course, he didn't want to have to deal with the Timbersaw. Which means then this tri-lane, Timbersaw hates playing against tri-lanes, especially when you have such an obnoxious one, which is an AA Earthshaker Troll. Like, that is insanely strong. Fissure, enabling the cold feet, the move slow from the Whirling Axes, enabling the cold feet, double range terror just chipping down on him. Like, Timbersaw is not
TA
tanky
mid.
until level 3.
Ooh, nice rotation in from Velhor as Sunlight was
Yeah.
able to stack up with the Shadow Razors, and then just a Fisher allowing the final raise to come through from Sunlight there. That was some really nice communication.
But that's the Shaker combo, you know? Like, this tri-lane's super strong. He can
Is
then
what
move
he do.
away, and he just comes mid, and he doesn't even need to fully commit. Just throws out the fissure and walks back top. It's like, cool. And what? Nice. That's my hero, lads.
Yep. And that's a really big step forward for Sunlight in this middle lane, and should allow him to get a bit bigger advantage over Kasani in the mid. So feels good. Feels good. All right, so down to bottom, Skylark is just kind of solo laning here in the safe lane, chilling out as Roger and Phonics try to put the pressure on. He's doing alright for himself so far, though. 5-1. He's got a creep wave pushing in right now, so things looking pretty good for Skylark.
Yeah, well, when you put the Mars in the safe lane, it's like he's already a pretty strong laner, right? And then you're putting him in against the Pangolier, like we mentioned already. Like, Pangolier doesn't really do much to the Mars, so yeah, it's going to be a pretty decent lane for this chap down here.
Kasani getting quite a lot of hits off onto Sunlight here, but there's another Fisher coming through, but well, there's a Disruptor joining in the fray as well, so the Earthshaker is going to be chased off this middle lane. Kasani will be safe for the time being, and all things considered, it
I just realized
continues
we're
to
watching
be...
the Sunlight Shadow Fiend. Oh, he had such a good game like 2 days ago, like 20 and 1. I think the end score was. Yeah, so ouch. I'm ready for the. He went Blink, Yules, and then like the classic old build, right, where it was like BKB, Hex, E-Blades. But top lane Nyx, getting fissured up, getting cold feet. Many slaps later, adios.
Yep, feels pretty great for Velhor so far as he's found 2 kills with his 2 rotations.
Yeah, well normally
Well, 3 in
Shaker,
fact.
they play. There's like multiple ways of playing Shaker, which is one the sacrificial way, where you're fissuring your lane to get the creeps back, and then you play off of your offlane having a good time. And the second is you play into kill potential. And it's so easy when you're playing tri-lane top and a Shadow Fiend mid, just to walk in between and just throw out the fissures. Like, he's got probably the easiest game to enjoy and have fun. And you don't see that often with Shaker games, like, to have such fluid gameplay.
Nope, starting with these brown boots has really done a lot for him, and now he's kind of wondering what to do with himself, though, as he has been caught out a little bit here. A bit of poor decision-making from Velhor might have just led to his demise. They will be able to bring him down. You gotta commit to the Fisher. Fisher one, Fisher the other, but instead he fishes neither. And with the death of bottom lane as well, that's gonna make the score lane 3-2.
Yeah.
So, pretty interesting.
Like, as much as Mars is having a good time bottom, this lane is currently pushing in to his side. So he died whilst playing aggressive into a bigger wave. Obviously, doesn't help. You take a couple more creeps. Shaman comes in. Shaman does a lot of damage. But look at Shaman rotating right now.
Sunlight in the middle lane. Oh, they don't quite finish the job though. They turn around for the grab onto the Earthshaker. Earthshaker will be able to turn around, but it doesn't matter.
No.
They've got the damage onto Sunlight, and again, you know, this poor decision making in the kind of heat of the moment from aggressive mode is sort of starting to hurt them here, as they didn't quite know what to do. Shadowfiend sticks around and gets himself just brought down by right clicks, by Fire Blades, and I think a creep got the last hit on him in the end, which is very sad for him.
Yeah, one of the byproducts of aggression is rotation. So Shaker comes mid, kills TA a couple times, or puts pressure on him. Naturally, HellRaisers want to mirror that. They want to bring some type of aggression so the lane doesn't go fully Shadowfiend's way. And fortunately, when you bring 3 heroes, it's quite easy to kill Shadowfiend.
Yep, Velhor, I think he's been caught out again here. He was trying to get the D ward out, but only got himself a sentry and himself killed, which is not a good trade. It started off so well, but now the Earthshaker kind of falling down a pit. But I think it's very easy for Earthshaker games to get like this, isn't it?
No, yeah, like his current mindset is, I kill TA, I kill Timber, and Timber's hitting level 5 now, therefore, you know, tanky enough to not really have too many concerns. So he only feels like his meaning in life is to be middle. Oh. The double support TP mid. Okay, luckily one cancelling.
Oh, okay, they keep their cool. Meanwhile, it was actually down in the bottom lane where the action was happening, as Skylark getting dropped again, as Funnick and Roger continuing to push in to Skylark and making his life pretty miserable. Meanwhile, Kasani,
no.
Jesus, this isn't where you want to be right now. And again, Miposhka throwing down the kinetic fields and just allowing Kasani to kill Velhor time and time again. It's becoming a bit of a meat blender in the middle lane, and they're making loads of Earthshaker smoothies.
Not what you want to see. I think as much as the rotation was good, I think his continued presence on mid meant that HellRaisers, of course, like I just said, want to bring heroes here. And you're making these moves and dying, obviously now on the catapult wave, therefore a lot of pressure coming out. I feel like the Shaker could have maybe played around the neutral camps in this kind of top part of the jungle, make some stacks, be ready for the rotation, but not like persist to stay there in the hope to always get a kill. I think this continued aggression, it's so easy for HellRaisers to move around the map and not feel pressure. Like, they're still killing bottom whilst then killing mid as well. It's like HellRaisers are making all the moves right now just to go. Okay,
top lane though, they're looking for the return onto Nyx here, and they should find him. Timber Chain does get cancelled out, the right clicks are through, the cold feet's going to come off, and the kill will be there. Nyx gets dropped, but in the meantime, they lost their middle tower. Kasani with the catapult wave, just keeping that catapult alive and just right-clicking that tower down, and they lose their middle tier 1 tower at 7 minutes with a Shadow Fiend on your team. That is not what you want to see. Spartan, that is not the hill you want to walk up, buddy. That is not the hill you want to walk up. He's dead. Very dead.
He gone.
Looking for the response here. Thug's got to be careful, though. You got to stay away from this dude. Like, he doesn't have meld, but he's got 4 points in refraction. He's going to slap. Talking about getting slapped, Velhor, get yourself away, buddy. Oh, God. How many times? How many times? Earthshaker
way
now.
Too many bits and
Yeah. 4 deaths. Bottom lane as well. Skylark gets jumped once again. 9 kills currently in HellRaisers in 8 minutes. I've seen games where teams have managed to keep up with a kill per minute, but not where that all of those kills are on one of the teams.
Yeah, I think the key thing for HellRaisers is they didn't buckle under the initial pressure that aggressive mode like to bring out. We've seen it multiple times where they'll bring supports to a lane in the hope to get kills. And as you see here, they're the ones always ready now, concise, moving in, catching sunlight, trying to be aggressive.
Yeah, but they have the arena. They're looking for the response there. Miposhka's going to get brought down. It looks like they might be able to get Kasani as well. Kasani running around trying to look for something. She's going to have the refraction in 3 seconds. They need to finish her off in that time. Can they do it? They don't have a Fisher to work with. They don't have any more raises. The refraction's going to come off. Spear will miss. Nice sidestep from Kasani as well. So the TA will survive. But still, they get something at least. Bringing down that Disruptor. It's okay. It's not what they wanted, but it's okay. Repelling a bit of aggression from the HellRaisers, though, is the important thing. But look at this. They are just going to go straight again. Are they? Have they got a smoke? No? Okay. Just grouping up.
Run, Roger, run! Oh, excellent decision-making from Roger to go left, not right. Too many times when you're trying to be defensive, you use this tree line as your wall of defense. But no, dip to the left. A little bit of mind games. And now Phonics coming back up as well. Level 8.
Oh my goodness, Spartan just gets absolutely burst, and now Funnick tries to go for the ulti, cancelled out by Velhor, but Roger from behind, he's going to grab those shackles. Meanwhile, Spear comes out onto the Pangolier instead, bringing him to a tree and just kind of holding off that Rolling Thunder and allowing the escape from aggressive mode to be successful. Meanwhile, And Kasani and Maposhka maybe looking to cut off some exits here, but the pings are coming out. They've got these this observer down here, so it's going to be plenty safe. Yep. Couldn't save it, but they're going to run up and claim the bounty rune anyway, and Axe is thrown the way of Maposhka. He's got that kinetic field, though, so it's a pretty safe escape from him, and I say escape, they might be looking for something here.
Alright, let's use this pause to quickly break down the map right now. So we've got the Timbersaw in the bot lane, doing Timbersaw things, skipping the waves. You've got Shadow Fiend actually TPing bottom. I think that this TP could be a really big indicator towards this high ground, this aggression right now in the top side of the map. You've just got a haste rune on the TA, paired with, obviously, Pangolier still having Rolling Thunder on up. Disruptor, not level 6, unfortunate, but whatever, not the biggest concern here. Because if they check the mana on Mars right now, as they left this area, they'd know he doesn't have enough mana for the full combo, for the arena and for the spear.
Yeah.
Troll, only level 6, doesn't really do much in terms of that big team fight. Of course, in laning phase, it's strong. So I think right now, you're probably going to see HellRaisers plow their faces into this area and try and get a couple kills.
Yeah, it's been working for them so far. They don't have a kinetic field to keep people still, and without that, they're going to have to rely on this Rolling Thunder. So if they can find a way to control up Funnick, then I can see them being able to get out okay, but the TA is still, I mean, she is chunking. She's got a Mithril Hammer in her inventory, along with the Blightstone, along with the Haste Rune, along with 4 points of Refraction, even a point of Melt Strike as well for the anti-armor, an extra little bit of damage to squeeze out, so it becomes really, really tough now for
She's Speedy Gonzalez, man, look. She's got the Haste Rune. She's going to skirt her way up this high ground, bash her face into some of these people. Like, Villo's probably going to pump fake his fissure a couple more times like he's done for the entire game, and then someone's going to die.
Who though? Who will die?
Nah, we'll see.
Names? Any predictions? Any
predictions? Oh, hold up. No, Skylark, go.
Alright, let's see it. I think Spartan. Let's see, they got the glimpse off to Thug. Well, they're going to throw down the arena. They did have enough mana for it in the end, and a retreat comes out from HellRaisers here. The arena was enough to scare them away. Not feeling like I wanted to push into that one.
I guess if everyone spams their spells real quick and you get the one charges, Mars can then play Dota 2. But either way, like, this is the thing. Like, look at the map. Like, again, look at the minimap. It's so important right now. Look how spread HellRaisers are from like their jungle, mid lane, top, and then look at aggressive mode. All condensed in this bottom lane. It just feels like they're just under so much pressure right now due to this failed rotate like aggression at the start of this game.
And well, Snake's being thrown up at top, although a little bit weird placement there, as most of them aren't actually attacking the tower, but you know, gotta get the job done all the same, so whatever.
Cute nonetheless.
Indeed, indeed. A little protective barrier around the catapult.
I remember there was like a couple of maybe 3-4 months ago, there was a small brief period of time where Shaman players would serpent wards their carries into the wards, like if they're ranged carries against melee heroes, to be like a pseudo block, right? So you're let's say you're a Medusa, they'd A-click inside the serpent wards, you'd then obviously put it around them, and then let's say a Sven would run in, obviously not having ags, try and right-click them, and they couldn't because there's a wall of serpent wards. They'd have to like eat through the wards first and then kill them. I think Fnatic did it like at least one game, but it was a really interesting idea where every fight would just be like, and defend. Obviously they had so many stuns to actually enable this idea, but yeah, we're not going to see this in this. Don't worry.
I don't think so. But yeah, HellRaisers definitely feeling really good about this laning phase. I mean, they've taken all the tier 1 towers on the map, and you know, what does this mean for HellRaisers, right? What do tier 1 towers mean?
It means they can do the sweeping motion throughout the map. They have this ability to smoke up and freely pressure any area, like Kasani taking the bottom outpost, and as they run at this high ground, even though Nyx is ready,
they're initiating onto the Disruptor, and he doesn't have stand much of a chance of surviving this one, so a little bit split from HellRaisers there. Putting, you know, you can see the idea, can't you, from a post getting? He's like, aha, my teammate are coming up this way, so I'm going to come up this way, and the fight's going to break out in this choke point, and I'm just going to be able to get a sick ulti off on the backlines. But unfortunately, they did see you. Your teammates hadn't really engaged yet, so you just end up being a bit of a freebie. But Kasani doing a great job on putting pressure in the bottom lane with his Desolator.
Yeah. So there's two ways of looking at this one. The first one is the Timbersaw maybe should have gone up high ground by himself, just checked it out, and then gone, all right, cool, we can fight, we can't, because he had the Invis Rune. but sentries are there, so that's bad. The second thing is you have TA showing on your outpost bottom as you're making this aggressive play into the other half of the map. So I feel like HellRaisers already decided that we're probably going to get picked off here to some degree, and we're going to hopefully use this pressure to then allow for this bottom tier 2. So even though it looked pretty bad, I think it was actually maybe a strategic play to unlock this bottom tower. Luckily, only one hero dying to enable it. Quite risky play nonetheless.
Shaker with a blink dagger all ready to go. Pretty damn early from him, to be honest, considering the start he had. 4 deaths or so in this laning phase, but still managing to find the pre-15-minute blink is quite nice. But meanwhile, there is a Roche attempt happening, and I say Roche attempt, I mean it's a little bit more than that. It's almost guaranteed as they take this Roche down so quickly with the anti-armor from the TA, the snakes, and down he goes. There you go, it's now in the hands of Kasani.
And look at, and again, I put so much pressure on this now. Look at the warding as well. The Radiant Vision is an area of the map that we do not care about. This bottom triangle has no value for HellRaisers anymore. So it's going to be really hard for aggressive mode. Outside of this, maybe this pick-off on Timbersaw.
Yeah, these arenas. I'm not sure it's enough, though. He is inside the ultimate of the Disruptor, but that defensive ability is going to be enough to keep him alive. He's got a Timbersaw behind his way of aggressive mode here. Timber Chainsaw is they throw forward some spells onto the Troll Warlord. The Thug getting pretty low here. The Greek boy in a little bit of trouble. Actually throwing down the mango tree mid-fight. Look at this, it's really messing with their pathing. This is actually not so bad. They can't get through. They realize they have to make their way through, but a slam comes down from Velhor, controlling them up, and they've already blinked forward on the TA, finding the Shadow Fiend on the backlines, and now Thug popping that ultimate, tearing through the TA. Is it enough to bring it down once? It's not, and Thug has died in response to this. The fight is looking pretty over now for aggressive mode. They'll just try and throw every little thing they can onto Kasani. Maybe he will tick away to the frostbite, maybe, but the glyph back on Skylark is going to make this a full 5-man team wipe from HellRaisers. Aggressive mode, they get their curry spiced here in the middle lane as they get beaten down in every which way. I really like that little mango tree play in the tree here. Like
it was cute.
It was really so cute. It was so cute, but unfortunately,
like Timbersaw exists.
Yes,
you know?
They were all like kind
is
of
there a tree in the way.
If only I had some kind of spell to. Oh wait, all of them do.
Oh man, if mango trees had spell immunity and could only be killed by Quelling Blade, then it'd be a Pog item.
Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe too cool, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, maybe too cool.
Maybe too cool.
You just have a backpack Quelling Blade on your team, right? But
the thing is, right? HellRaisers, don't they just do this again now?
Yeah, they're in, like when you're 11k up at 15 to 16 minutes, you really have like a nice safety net of we can apply pressure. If we die once because of a misplay, we have that second push coming in before the game gets even and somewhat rough again. So I feel, yeah, for HellRaisers, it's just moving throughout the map, going aggressive. I really like the way in which they played this. It was, they went into this top area, went into high ground, they died, they moved to take bot tier 2, they then take back control of this top area, securing Roshan, taking this mid fight, and now it's like, all right, cool, what's our next objective? Well, we can do anything we want. Like, I feel like as long as they maybe deward this bottom side of the map, you can see from aggressive mode's positioning right now, they're having to hug each other. They're so under leveled, they're so like misplaced, and playing off the traps right now, Disruptor, oh, so close. The trap just saw the Shadow Fiend there, which enabled maybe if the Disruptor got the ward out a little bit quicker, he would have been able to glimpse the Shadow Fiend into maybe a dangerous position.
Yeah, but
now
I think it's just a case of cowering.
Yeah, but this game is, I think, such a good showing of how HellRaisers have identified how aggressive mode plays. Don't buckle under the pressure of that initial rotation from supports. Let them do it. Doesn't matter if you die a couple times, but then bring the numbers, apply the pressure correctly, and then have side lanes that don't need help. Timsaw can play alone. Pangolier can play alone. That means you can beat aggressive mode. And now, Thug trying to be cute top.
Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, it's something you kind of have to do when you're playing the carry role. It's like, well, maybe not as a carry role, but it's something you have to do, is to have somebody in this area of the map pushing in this lane, especially when you're getting beaten this badly. You know, you need to find pressure. You need to stop HellRaisers doing whatever they want. But unfortunately, yeah, when people go missing, you need to be quicker. And it looks like Sunlight is feeling overconfident because his carry just died. But unfortunately, yeah, this Yules, well, it's just delaying the inevitable, my friend. Sunlight's going to get wrecked as well. 2 cores now, both dying. The 2 men you want to be coming you back into this game are in the grave, and the base is wide open now for HellRaisers.
you say they're trying to come back into the game. Look at the heroes in aggressive mode. How do they quickly push out lanes? I think the only hero that can do it is like Mars can do it quickly. Shadow Fiend can with Razors, but you don't want your Shadow Fiend to be in dangerous positions. Nick dodging the AA up top, he's perfectly fine. Like it's so hard for aggressive mode to actually get lanes out quickly to secure a part of their jungle. Like Troll wants to push out a lane, farm jungle, but he can't because the lanes are always in an awkward position that if he wants to farm them, he's going to probably get jumped or like it's so scary right now for aggressive mode to farm up. And when your lineup's a little bit greedier and built around fighting, like if you can't fight, you have to farm, and you can't really farm because of this vision as well. Like 2 wards, both mid and bot, making sure. Okay, look, we now see Shadow Fiend running bottom. Everyone's now running towards the Shadow Fiend. Look.
Oh, Mars was deep, but yeah, Sunlight getting jumped upon, and with one Meld Strike nearly just almost
Dead.
one hitting a Shadow Fiend, and that is even a very sad death as you see like 3 souls coming out from him.
Aggressive mode are losing to the warding right now. That's literally it.
Yeah.
They cannot leave their base because of these wards. And if they do, the beeline. Like honestly, lads, everyone watch the mini map. This is all you need to do for the rest of the game. Don't need to watch the play. Just watch the mini map and how they ping around the map instantly towards anyone that shows. Ugh. That's all I'm doing, by the way. I'm just a mini map gamer at this point.
Seeing all this vision, there's just line of wards here coming all the way up. It's beautiful as the all that the Dire is seeing. Although one of those just ran out as I was making the point, of course. Very helpful. And yeah, HellRaisers realizing there's only one point in the map which is actually covered by aggressive mode, and they're just getting rid of it.
It's taken around 3 minutes, but this bottom area of the map that had a nice little stronghold for aggressive mode, that's now gone. And now they sweep towards top. There's 1 ward lingering left, 2 minutes 30 on this ward. After this ward expires in 2.5 minutes, aggressive mode will have no vision, no ability to push out lanes that aren't just in front of their base. And at that point, that's when you see the net worth lead go from 15k to like 20k, 25k. And maybe a smoke play is in order for aggressive mode to try and get back out on the map. As I say that, they are smoked out trying to get back out on the map.
Yep, looking for something. And they might find Kasani here if they can bring him down quickly. He's got the BKB. They're going to immediately with the Echo Slam, trying to keep a lockdown. The Spirit Well is going to connect, and they have the damage, they have the kill, they have the lockdown. Kasani is dead. A small victory here for aggressive mode. Now we'll see what they can get from it. What does this TA death mean for aggressive mode now, though?
It just means that they can get back on the map, get some wards out, and try and have any control. I think one of the biggest handicaps of being so far ahead is you feel like you can play a lot of the map. And as you saw there, HellRaisers were very split. Spartan getting kind of tickled by the Timbersaw. Going to eventually maybe go down. No. Papa Mars comes into play.
Ah, Maposhka. That's not very nice, is it?
No.
Enemy support,
cheating.
and he's just like, you know what? You don't get to live.
Yeah, like when you're ahead and you're trying to play the map quite a lot, you naturally will show on a lot of lanes, and at that point it then enables this smoke out of base into getting a pick off. But unfortunately, aggressive mode didn't actually get any wards out at the time in which they made that play. They're still in basically playing into darkness, and that Hail Mary smoke is going to be probably what they have to do again. And I don't think you're going to get that pick off so clean in the TA. Like that was only because she was walking into high ground and instant slam lockdown, so she's going to get BKB off. So it's just not that easy. Wasted A up top. This is going to be a free fight potentially in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like they want to take this. HellRaisers, they are up, and that's a glimpse out onto Velhor. Oh no, Earthshaker in a bad position. He's going to get taken down very quickly, adding a little bit of Earthshaker onto... Oh, he's going on an adventure, isn't he? There's a trap out onto him, slowing him down. The Timbersaw's here as well. Oh, feel great. See you later, Skylark. The Timbersaw rips through those Strengths heroes so easily. And meanwhile, Kasani into the base, just on top of Spartan. Hello, sir. The buyback comes in from the Earthshaker, though. Unfortunately, the fish is going to miss, and that means the BKB can come off from Kasani nice and safely. It is forced out of her, but, you know, buyback for BKB, I think we all know which one we favor there.
Meanwhile, Sunlight's trying his best to push out lanes. This is one of the best things that they can do is the... all right, they're killing us in top lane. Get bottom out, lads. Get it out.
Push.
Like, they are trying, but... Like, HellRaisers, they're waiting for next Roshan, waiting to get that Aegis, going to get that cheese in them. Utilize the extra life to then go high ground, play off the Serpent wards. They'll have 2 lanes pushing in. TA will be hitting 1. with the Shaman, Timbersaw will just be kind of not in the front, like diving, but just kind of standing there posturing. So if you want to kill someone, you have to go through me, and I think
Skylark jumping into the pit, trying to make it happen right now, throwing down the arena and just trying to make this take as long as possible. Vel's going to come and join him. He's got a slam available, going to throw it down onto 2. Not bad. And Funnick actually cancelling the Rolling Thunder. Excuse me? Thug's coming forwards, looking for a fight here, trying to find a target. Doesn't have control of himself right now, just running up the high ground. They've got Timbersaw on this weird little cliff, but he gets pooped down by something, but he's just going to rip through Thug. Skylark's going to go down as well. Meanwhile, the backline of the fight, Spartan trying to get himself away. They haven't found a single kill other than a measly support. HellRaisers, they're going to rip through them so easily, and these Hail Mary fights, you know, aggressive mode, they got to do it, right? Like, they can't just let Roshan go, but
exactly,
it's so hard for them to do anything about this, and Roshan is going to go down, it is going to go Kasani, Funnick is going to find an easy kill onto Velhor, and I think your GGs are going to come out pretty soon as well. I think there's so little in this game now for... give me a percentage. What do you think? Without looking at the bar graph, what do you think is Dota Plus is going to think the percentage
96% right now, probably.
2%. 2% chance of winning.
Okay, so I was 2% off. I'll take it. You know, I feel that play from aggressive mode, it's like they have to do something.
By the way.
They have to... Yeah, Sunlight's... Yeah, I'm sorry. He just got picked off again. Again, based off the warding. The ward in the lane. This warding has allowed for such aggression. And I think that's the biggest counter to aggressive mode is... If they were 10k behind, not 20k behind, then probably that fight maybe could have been swung in aggressive modes in their ability to take critical team fights and play cohesively. Like, that is one of the things that they can do pretty well. But unfortunately, when you've been so outmaneuvered, so outplayed within the first 50 minutes of the game, when you get to the important part and you're already like an item behind on every hero pretty much, maybe even 2, it doesn't matter if you've got a good team fight coordination.
Oh god, they find Skylark in the trees. Oh, no rest for the wicked right now. Mars penned in by his own teammate and finished off by Funnick.
They have no slam, they have Requiem but with no souls. They have some a level 1 AA blast.
Alright, here we go.
They can do.
Thug found an Orb of Destruction. He needs to get back in here, come and fight. You know, the only tier 3 item in the game. Is it enough to save the game? What is it? Could it be? Here he comes. He's coming back to the base. Definitely real hype right now. 100% real hype.
BKB. Hold on. Let's pause. Moment of silence to fuck BKB. I really wanted him to misclick it when we said that.
Yeah, that's what happened last time, wasn't it? Whoa! Kasani comes in with a snipe. Easy peasy kill onto an AA. Out for 56 seconds, and that is no Frost Blast, no Ice Blast, sorry, for that time. Meanwhile, Kasani gets finished off with these mill barracks. Thug comes forward, but immediately takes a bunch of hits in response, dropping him down to about half HP so easily. But they find a nice spear onto TA. Are they going to try and commit to this one? Sunlight's tempted, wants to come forwards for the Earls, but can't quite find it. He's going to go in with the slam, though. Velhor gets managed to on tired of it, but meanwhile, Kasani, he's coming around the back. They've silenced up the Earthshaker, stopping him from having any kind of input further than that, and they're just going to be able to run down Sunlight. Thug trying to find a target. He's on top of the Timbersaw for now, but the GGs have been thrown out. The game is over, and HellRaisers take a 26-minute victory, but honestly, it was over from about 13th minute. It felt like it was a very solid laning phase for them. They just wrecked aggressive mode, straight out the barracks, and yeah, that's it. Game number 1 in the bag.
Yeah, pretty much this game, it started off pretty well for aggressive mode. The Earthshaker being able to connect between top and mid, utilizing the range on his fissure, getting the early kill. But then he kind of done the same action on mid multiple times in a row. He then died, I believe, to the TA twice. And at that point, Disruptor and Shaman obviously came in as well. They played off the catapult wave, taking that free tower. And Timbersaw, of course, being left alone, Pangolier being left alone. Both these heroes with levels are perfectly fine independently. And with this playstyle of we can play around our mid lane and have our both side lanes being independent, this is what aggressive mode isn't normally built for. They're built around the idea that the side lanes are weak and they put pressure on mid, therefore kind of disconnecting the enemy team. But again, HellRaisers, they're kind of planned for that. They're ready with this draft. So now, aggressive mode with their inbuilt playstyle, they're like, okay, what do we do now? We don't know actually. What are we doing? Group up, I guess? And then from like minute 10, they're grouped up as 4 or 5 heroes the entire time. Whenever they show pushing out a wave, they're seen by all this deep vision, playing off of traps, playing off of Miposhka's wards. And at that point, you show on a ward, you're dead. And HellRaisers just non-stop sweeping motion, running after you, killing you non-stop. And wait for the second Aegis, very disciplined, get it, go high ground, end the game. So overall, really good draft and execution coming out from HellRaisers to counter the overall playstyle of aggressive mode.
Absolutely, and that is going to put an end to game number 1. A very, very convincing game there from HellRaisers as they make their mark on this series. Aggressive mode, they're going to have to come bouncing back from this first game here if they want to stand a chance. Aggressive mode 0, HellRaisers 1 as we continue with the best of 3 of the day in the Parimatch League Season 2. My name is Nomad, he's been TeaGuvnor. We'll see you very shortly for the next match in this series.